97,000 Deltans benefit from fourth tranche of Delta State Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus, the DCARES program. State House of Assembly screens 3 nominees for appointment as secretaries to local government. Joint Admission and Matriculations Board concludes arrangements to fully automate services. In business, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation releases new pricing templates. Very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on the Delta Television Main News at 8. Joe Uche is smiling. A total of 97,365 beneficiaries have benefited from the fourth tranche of the Delta State Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus DCARES program held at the Event Center, Asaba. Flagging off, Governor Sheriff Oburiwori said his administration was determined to ensure that residents of the state not suffer much in the economic hardship currently gripping the country. Ejime Udweme reports.
Governor Oburiwori said the gesture was in furtherance of his administration's desire to meet the component of inclusiveness of opportunities for all in the MORE agenda, remarking that the fourth tranche disbursement marked another significant milestone in the administration's commitment to the economic empowerment and welfare of the people.
This is not just a continuation of this initiative, but also a testament to our administration's determination to build a state where every citizen has a sense of belonging.
He expressed satisfaction that the Delta Cares program had touched lives and provided critical support to households and small businesses, adding that the grants included support for small businesses and financial aid to poor and vulnerable households. The governor congratulated the beneficiaries and urged them to put the items to judicious use, even as he revealed that the Ministry of Youth Development, as well as the Ministry of Science and Technology, will roll out more empowerment programs before the end of the year.
We seek to create avenues for every Delta, regardless of their background or political affiliation, to access opportunities that will expand their enterprises, enable them to create wealth, improve their living conditions, and contribute to the overall economic, social development of our states.
Welcoming guests earlier, Commissioner for Economic Planning and Chairman of the State DCARES Steering Committee, Mr. Sonny Ekedaye, commended Governor Oburiwori for the huge increase in the number of beneficiaries, which stood at 208,209, up from 33,353 in 1 year.
While ensuring food security, promoting recovery of small and medium enterprises in our state.
The member representing Oshimle South in the State Assembly and chairman of the House Committee on Housing, Women Affairs, Girl Child, Entrepreneurial and Humanitarian Support Services, Honorable Bridget Anyafolo, lauded Governor Oburiwori for always giving priority attention to programs aimed at poverty alleviation and wealth creation, and called on Deltans to support the administration.
The program aims principally to expand access to livelihood supports, food security services, provide grants for the poor and vulnerable households, and promote recovery of micro, small, and medium enterprises.
The state coordinator of the DCARES, Dr. Patience Ugbewi, thanked the governor for approving and providing resources for the fourth tranche empowerment, stating that the different stages had touched lives and families positively.
Thus, Your Excellency, your vision and dedication to improving the livelihoods of the people of Delta State through the MORE agenda has provided a roadmap to key stakeholders towards addressing the issues of poverty in the state.
pray that God should continue to guide this for us.
We promise God Almighty will sustain Him for us, so that He will continue to do more and more, so that it will reach out to those that have not gotten.
Ejime Uduime, report.
Thank you.
The State House of Assembly has screened and cleared for appointments to secretaries to local government. 3 out of the 4 nominees whose names were submitted by their local government councils for screening and confirmation. Favor Okafor reports.
The nominees screened were Mr. Adansi Ebikeme Felix, Warri North, Oswafa Eloho Ezekono, Isuku South, and Roland Ozid Umbe, Borotu 2 local government. And the committee of the whole house, as moved by the majority leader, Honorable Emeka Nwobi, and seconded by the member representing Ndokwa West constituency, Honorable Charles Emitulu. The speaker, the Right Honorable Emomotimi Gwon, stepped down the nominee from Anyocha South local government, Prince Tony Ebube, for improper documentation of his credentials. The speaker then asked that his already submitted CVs be withdrawn and a more detailed one submitted to the clerk of the House on or before Tuesday 18, as he is expected to appear for screening at the next sitting.
To congratulate the nominees on their successful screening and confirmation, and also thank my dear colleagues for the wonderful work well done.
The Speaker, having congratulated the cleared nominees, also applauded lawmakers for their dedications to duty. Favor Okafor reporting.
To regulate pets and the control of zoonotic diseases in the state legislature, through its Joint Committee on Agriculture, Natural Resources, Health, Environment, Oil and Gas, has said that the state legislature would enact a law to control the ownership of. Chairman of the Joint Committee and Chief Whip of the House, Honorable Perkins Mokoro, stated this at a public hearing organized by the committee held at the Assembly Complex, Asaba. Favor Okafor again has details.
Honorable Umokoro said, with the rising threat of rabies and other bacterial diseases associated with keeping of pets in the state government had deemed it necessary to present the bill to the House for approval. He said the intended bill is to curb the challenges encountered in the spread of rabies in the state, as well as control the menace of stray dogs, hence the need for the implementation of a pets control and responsible ownership law. They said the bill, when passed into law, will enable the state government, through the Department of Veterinary Services, put in place measures to ensure safety of humans and pets in checkmating the spread of rabies.
The bill is on the licensing, controls, and registration of pets in Delta State. And the purpose is for the control and prevention of rabies and other associated diseases, especially zoonotic diseases and others. So, on that ground, in fact, we invite all parties and stakeholders so that we can come and make contributions as regards the bill.
In their various contributions, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Adaval Areynka, said the proposed bill was a welcome development. He said in 2023, the state recorded over 150 cases of rabies, a situation he said would have been prevented if the pets were vaccinated. Stating that vaccination alone cannot curb the situation, the need to also look into the licensing, control, and registration of pets was needed. He thanked Governor Sheriff Oborowori for this executive bill, which he described as timely. Other representatives, including the Ministry of Justice, made his inputs. Present at the public hearing were representatives from the Ministries of Health, Environment, Justice, Agriculture and Natural Resources, as well as Nigerian Medical Veterinary Association. The meeting had in attendance members of the Joint Committee. Favor Okafor reporting.
The Delta State Service, DBS Asaba, has once again been lauded for being outstanding in service delivery to its audience in Delta State and beyond. A senior special assistant to the governor on community newspapers, Comrade Prince Zoromonokpaye, gave the thumbs up when he led a team of community newspapers publishers to pay on the DBS Asaba management. Mora Isokman reports.
Comrade Oromono Kpai said the DBS Asaba had a powerful radio audience in Delta State and beyond, commending the station for its commitment to propagating government's policies and programs, as well as programs that touched the lives of the people. He called for collaboration between the station and the community newspaper publishers towards forming a formidable team that would reach the grassroots in the dissemination of information on the government's activities, among other areas. The senior special assistant pledged the support of his office as well as the team of community newspapers publishers in areas of need, while commending the mutual understanding displayed by the DBS management.
They are here to partner with DBS management that we equally aid our publication as well. There are still some other things we help DBS to do from our own side. Being DBS does not mean they don't need publicity. People will equally need publicity in the good work you are doing here.
The general manager of the DBS Asaba, Mrs. Christine Metulu, thanked the visitors for their commendations and faith in the ability of the station to deliver its best, saying the station was ever ready to explore opportunities for growth in its determined bid to fulfill its mandate as a government organ. She expressed optimism that the proposed collaboration with the community news publishers as a symbiotic relationship would yield great results towards strengthening information dissemination at the grassroots.
Partnership that will serve in no small way towards advancing the moral agenda of the Delta State government. Because it is said that if you walk in the dark, nobody will appreciate your beauty. So whatever it is that the Delta State government is doing in terms of its policies and laudable programs and projects, if they are not well highlighted, if they are not disseminated to the people, people will not appreciate what the Delta State government is doing.
The visit, which was witnessed by heads of department, among other management staff of the station, featured the presentation of a copy of the Delta Guide newspaper to the general manager by the senior special assistant to the governor on community newspapers. Mora Isokman reporting.
To support cassava production in the state, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Austin Uhuru, stated this during a one-day workshop on cassava seed entrepreneur certification organized by the Foundation for Partnership Initiatives in the Niger Delta in collaboration with National Agricultural Seed Council, NASC, and other partners held in Asaba. The report.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Austin Uhuru, represented by the Deputy Director, Agro Services in the Ministry, Mr. Leo Obrota, thanked the PIN Foundation for the program, adding that the state government was in support of cassava production. He explained that many farmers had benefited from the free fertilizer distributed to farmers by the state government through the Ministry of Agriculture, adding that cassava as one of the international export commodities would be given government backup.
Cassava for now is one of the international export commodities which the state government is involved in. And so as much as we can, we are doing our best to encourage our farmers around here and to go into agriculture using modern improved cassava cultures.
Giving an overview of the workshop, the organizer and senior market development advisor in the PIN Foundation cassava value chain, Mr. Anas Mustafa, said the workshop was aimed at bridging the gap in the accessibility of the cassava seeds to farmers in the rural areas. He noted that Cassava Seed Entrepreneurship CSE program was designed as a market-driven initiative to address the challenges of low-yielding and disease-susceptible cassava varieties by empowering smallholder farmers with access to high-quality, disease-resistant cassava stems. Mr. Mustafa said the program would impart in participants in-depth knowledge on seed certification standards, traceability system, and market trends, ensuring the sustainability of cassava seed multiplication efforts.
The idea is to bridge the gap of access and affordability. By bringing it closer to the farmers, you are making it accessible by the farmers, and bridging the gap of that long haul logistics and other things. And by bringing it closer to the farmers again, you are making it affordable, so that a smallholder farmer can afford to purchase a stem at a lower price instead of going all the way to Umudike City in Abia or their representative within the cities.
The education officer in the Copying Society of Nigeria, Mrs. Kemderim Anetochi, said the workshop would enhance CSE's knowledge of seed certification and traceability system in cassava stem production, and would also foster knowledge and networking among stakeholders and cassava seed entrepreneurs. Some participants thanked the organizer for the workshop and pledged to put the knowledge gained into practice.
So I've learned that for any moment from now, it's that planting system is more, it gives you more money more than the root.
The program featured interactive session.
By floods and other disasters has been set up in Maiduguri, Borno State. President Bola Tinubu announced this when he visited the state to sympathize with the government and people over the recent flooding from the Alao Dam. President Tinubu, who urged the private sector to contribute to the fund, said the relief fund was expedient as the climate became more unpredictable, with many places in the country vulnerable to its vagaries. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, who accompanied the president on the visit, said the National Assembly would collaborate with the executive to establish the fund. President Tinubu also visited the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Gabai, as well as an internally displaced persons camp at the government secondary school in Maiduguri, the state capital, among other areas affected by the disaster. The president thanked Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak of Kwara State, who is also chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliyu, and Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ududu, as well as other governors whom he said looked beyond party lines to bear the burdens of others. He also commended the governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, for his prompt intervention, and the theater command of the Nigerian military for evacuation that saved many lives. President Tinubu extended his sympathy to the government and people of Yobe State and all states affected by flooding, pledging his government's continued support for victims of natural disasters. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has urged the government to urgently tackle issues of insecurity and economic hardship and social division. This call is contained in a message issued by the CAN president, Archbishop Daniel Oko, in Abuja. Archbishop Oko called on Nigerian leaders to prioritize policies that will ease suffering of the populace and ensure justice and equity for everyone. He noted that it is only through good governance and transparent leadership that the country can restore hope and confidence in the nation's future. He highlighted the importance of fostering peace and understanding. As part of measures to prevent extortion and enhance service delivery, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, says it has concluded arrangements to fully automated services to reduce physical contacts with candidates. A statement by JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloyede said this had become important given that many of the candidates who took the UTME were underage. The statement explains that limiting physical contact would address issues of extortion and exploitation. It noted that the board had received a series of reports bordering on some unwholesome practices, adding that a team had been deployed to investigate the claims and promising to make the findings known to all. Some time ago, JAMB and a computer-based test CBT center were drawn into litigation by apparent over alleged unsolicited and inappropriate text messages to a 15-year-old female candidate. The 6th Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Jalingo has advised residents of Taraba State, particularly those living in Jalingo and Yoro local government area, to remain calm amidst the movement of troops and sounds of gunshots. According to Captain Olubu Dunde Uni, spokesman for the brigade, the troops will conduct a shooting exercise at the military range in Jimlari from today to Thursday, September 19, as part of their annual range classification phase 2. The exercise aims to enhance troops' weapon handling and maintenance abilities. However, residents want to expect massive movement of troops and equipment, including live ammunition firing at the military range. To ensure public safety, the Army has implemented adequate measures. Residents are advised to stay away from the 114 Battalion Rear Jimlari shooting range area during the exercise. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted thundery and rainy weather conditions from today through Thursday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released yesterday in Abuja focused thunderstorms over parts of Bauchi, Kebbi, Taraba, Kano, Katsina, Adamawa and Kaduna states during the morning hours, with thunderstorms expected over the entire region later in the day. The agency also envisaged thunderstorms over parts of Taraba, Adamawa, Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, Katsina, Kano and Kaduna states in the morning hours of tomorrow, as well as over parts of Borno, Gombe, Adamawa, Taraba, Kano, Katsina and Kebbi states later in the day. Parts of Sokoto, Kebbi, Taraba and Adamawa states will see thunderstorms in the morning on Thursday, while Borno, Bauchi, Kaduna, Taraba and Adamawa states, as well as Nasarawa and the Federal Capital Territory, will experience theirs later in the day. NIMET urged residents to avoid flood-prone areas, as there was a high likelihood of urban flooding in major cities due to heavy downpours. It advised the public to take adequate precautions, as strong winds might precede the rains in areas where thunderstorms were likely to occur. Still to come on the Delta television main news at 8, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation releases new pricing templates. Details of this and more shortly. Stay with us. Television main news at 8. Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
Hopes for a potential reduction in petrol prices following the commencement of supply from the Dangote refinery were dashed yesterday as the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) Limited released a new pricing template that raised pump prices by about 11% to 950 naira per litre. The pump price of petrol was increased by over 45% 2 weeks ago, apparently in anticipation of the refinery's output. However, amid disagreement between the NNPC and the Dangote refinery over the price of the product, a statement by NNPC's Chief Corporate Communication Officer, Mr. Olufemi Soneye, clarified that Dangote petrol would not sell cheaper. A document titled Estimated Pump Price Based on Dangote Refinery September 2024 PMS Supply showed that petrol from the refinery would have a base cost of 898 naira per litre. Additionally, Additional costs such as the Nigerian Midstream and the Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority charge of 4 naira 495 kobo, Midstream and the Gas Infrastructure Fund charge of 4 naira 495 kobo, distribution and logistic cost of 42 naira 45 kobo, all added up to bring the effective pump price in Lagos area to 950 naira per litre from the current rate of 855 naira per litre.
Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector. The Otowe Community Development Union has held its election. Mr. Wilfred Atuno, an engineer, emerging as President General. Election which took place at the Owe Community Town Hall, Wheeling North Local Government Area, so all the candidates returned unopposed.
Speaking at the occasion, the Commissioner in the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community and Social Development, Mrs. Pat Ajodoa, represented by the Director in the Ministry, Mrs. Juliana Iyewefoju, commended the people of Otowe community for their peaceful disposition. She noted that the Ministry's presence was in line with the established 2021 law, which mandated all communities to register with the Ministry in its responsibility to regulate the affairs of community associations, charging the people to sustain the existing peace to attract greater development. Other members of the executive are Mr. Isaac Izimobo, First Vice President General, Jerry Igbo, Second Vice President General, Reverend Aaron Omokale, Secretary General, Mr. Maxwell Iture, Assistant Secretary, Joseph Omoefe, Financial Secretary, Pastor Jerry Obuoworie, Treasurer, Isaac Omanudowo, Public Relations Officer, and Edwin Omi, Assistant PRO. The Electoral Committee Chairman, Mr. Richard Isagba, among others, said the candidates were all returned unopposed following their performances in the past administration.
President General-elect, the only contestant scored maximum vote of 235 votes.
The President General, Mr. Wilfred Atuno, in his acceptance speech, thanked the people for finding him worthy to serve and pledged to attract more development to the community.
We appreciate all your sacrifice. Some of you left all you are doing today to grace this occasion to make sure our community moves on peacefully. We are not taking this for granted. We want to also thank the Ministry of Women Affairs, the Electoral Committee.
Some of the candidates commended the Electoral Committee and the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community and Social Development for the conduct of a hitch-free election and thanked the people for their mandate.
EQBN PG is re-elected. Based on his performance, almost all of them, all the candidates are all opposed because of the performance of the sitting PG.
Very peaceful, very orderly. And you can see for yourself, nothing bad has happened. There's no fighting. Everything is orderly. There's peace in the community. And we don't want problems.
There are many things, oil sites, street lights, roads, hospitals, schools. In short, he has performed more than expected.
He did everything straightforward, and the community so much love him in the sense that they need him again.
Sports. Team Delta taking an unassailable lead on the medals table at the ongoing 8th edition of the National Youth Games taking place at the iconic Stephen Keshi International Stadium, Asaba. Team Delta has scooped 25 gold, 14 silver and 17 bronze medals to lead closest rival Team Edo, which has garnered 13 gold, 7 silver and 16 bronze medals with 2 days till the end of the national game. Team Lagos is third on the medals with 11 gold, 12 silver and 16 bronze medals followed by Team Kwara, which has 9 gold, 4 silver, and 4 bronze medals, with Team Bayelsa placed after picking 8 gold, 9 silver, and 10 bronze medals. Team Oyo, which also has 8 gold medals, is 6th on the medals table after claiming 4 silver and a bronze medal, followed by neighbors Team Ogun, which has 5 gold, 5 silver, and 7 bronze medals, with the Federal Capital Territory FCT in 8th spots after collecting 5 gold, 5 silver, and 6 bronze medals. Team Abia is 9th on the medals table after picking 4 gold, 8 silver, and 8 bronze medals, just as Team Cross River completes the top 10 on the medals table after garnering 3 gold, 7 silver, and 6 bronze medals. Meanwhile, the 8th edition of the National Youth Games culminates on Governor Sheriff Oboriwori and Minister for Sports Development, Senator John Eno, expected to attend. 20-time English Premiership winners Manchester United could return to German Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich in the January transfer windows as it continues its rebuilding program. The Red Devils, who spent £180 million to sign 5 years, or rather 5 players, in the just concluded summer transfer window, could be looking to sign loan from the Alliance Arena landlords after the German midfielder frustration over being snubbed by Bayern Munich's manager Vincent Kompany. Goretzka, who was a target for Erik ten Hag's outfit during their transfer window, had been given limited time this season, and his situation has alerted several clubs, including Manchester United and West Ham. Manchester United, who added Manuel Ugarte to its midfield, are keen on strengthening the department as Brazilian star Casemiro could be leading to Saudi Arabia in January. And that's some news. Here's a thought for the day. Happiness is the only thing that multiplies when you share it. And now to end the Delta television main news at 8, here are the highlights. A total of 97,365 beneficiaries have benefited from the 4th tranche of the Delta State Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus DCARES program held at the Event Center, Asaba. Of the program, Governor Sheriff Oboriwori said his administration was determined to ensure that residents of the state not suffer much in the economic hardship currently gripping the country. The State House of Assembly has screened and cleared for appointments to secretaries to local governments 3 out of the 4 nominees whose names were submitted by their local government councils for screening and confirmation. As part of measures to prevent extortion and enhance service delivery, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, says it has concluded arrangements to fully automate its services to reduce contact with candidates. And that's our news. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire news crew, Joy Uchi is my name. Good night.